Thank you, Angel, for that very kind introduction. It is a pleasure to be here with you all today. I feel very warmly welcome indeed on a cold morning in Parys. Although I'm told it's not as cold as it was this time last year. It is indeed an honor for me to be asked to be an agitator at this morning's business breakfast round table. I certainly hope that my talk agitates in the right way, and very importantly, not too much. Momentous events are unfolding around us. Our democracy has again been put to the test, but is standing strong. We hope that it brings out the best in all of us. Whatever direction we follow from here, however, no priority can be more urgent than returning our economy to sustainable growth and building a future for our youth. Which brings me to today's topic, as Denny was already mentioned, preparing the youth beyond the place of work for a global world. It was Madiba Nelson Mandela who said, "The youth of today are the leaders of tomorrow." Never has that statement been more relevant or important as we face the uncertainties of today. The task of educating and empowering our young people for any future falls to all of us. Our future hinges on how well we prepare our young people to thrive in an increasingly interconnected and complex world. How do we go about nurturing and mentoring today's youth and future generations to be adaptable, resilient, innovative, and globally conscious, whilst at the same time recognize the very significant challenges presented by inequality, poverty, falling literacy rates, and spatial planning, amongst other issues. I propose today to explore this topic looking at 8 interrelated themes. As I do, I encourage you all to think about where and how you can make a difference every day. First, let's begin with the changing landscape of work in society. As we all know, the 21st century has ushered in rapid technological advancements, globalization, and societal shifts that have fundamentally altered the landscape of work and life. As we stand on the cusp of the fourth industrial revolution, the lines between the physical and digital world are becoming increasingly blurred. Automation, artificial intelligence, and machine learning will transform industries at an unprecedented pace. Consequently, the skills required to navigate this new world must evolve just as quickly. It also raises many unanswered questions about the future of work, the replacement of labor-intensive industries, and the need for more comprehensive social welfare systems. Preparing our youth for this future will involve more than awareness and imparting technical skills. As we navigate our changing landscape, we must recognize that the traditional notion of a career, a linear progression within a single industry or profession, is becoming obsolete. The future of work will be characterized by fluidity, with individuals likely to change careers multiple times and engage in various forms of employment, including gig work and entrepreneurship. Therefore, our approach to preparing the youth is going to need to be equally dynamic and multifaceted. Number 2, education is the bedrock of future preparedness. Education remains the cornerstone of any effort to prepare our youth for the future. It is imperative that our education system evolves to meet the demands of this rapidly changing world. Traditional rote learning must give way to a more holistic approach that fosters critical thinking, creativity, and problem-solving skills. Author Yuval Noah Harari has said that the most important skills for future generations will be the ability to master new skills and adapt to change, mental flexibility, resilience, and emotional intelligence. In this context, South Africa can draw inspiration from educational innovators around the world. Finland, for example, which is consistently ranked at the top of global education rankings, has a student-centric approach that emphasizes creativity, collaboration, and real-world problem solving. Blended learning, which combines traditional classroom instruction with online learning, can offer a more flexible and personalized learning experience. Focusing on developing digital literacy skills is essential to navigate and utilize technology effectively and responsibly. South Africa can learn valuable lessons from already established models, whilst at the same time innovating itself to deal with the idiosyncratic challenges of our education system. In that regard, we all know that access to quality education remains a significant challenge in many parts of our country. The digital divide, which was starkly highlighted during the COVID-19 pandemic, further exacerbates educational inequality. As a country, we must continue to invest in digital infrastructure and ensure that every learner, regardless of their socioeconomic status, has access to tools and resources needed to succeed in a digital age. Number 3, building resilience and emotional intelligence. Beyond academic and technical skills, it will be essential for our youth to be equipped with psychological tools to navigate uncertainty. Geopolitical fragmentation, deglobalization, the rise of a multipolar world will require resilience, adaptability, and, as I've said before, emotional intelligence. To build resilience and emotional intelligence, our education system is going to adapt and need to further integrate social and emotional learning models into the curriculum. SEL programs teach learners how to manage emotions, set positive goals, show empathy for others, establish positive relationships, and make responsible decisions. These skills are also essential for academic success, mental health, and overall well-being. Number 4, promoting global citizenship. Notwithstanding the challenges and uncertainties we face, the world remains more interconnected than ever. The concept of global citizenship is going to continue to gain prominence. Our youth will require to think beyond their immediate surroundings and consider their role in the global community. This involves fostering a sense of collective responsibility towards global issues, such as climate change, social justice, and sustainable development. By instilling a sense of global citizenship in our youth, we can empower them to contribute to solutions that transcend national borders. Promoting global citizenship requires a multifaceted approach, like much that I've already spoken about, and includes education, cultural exchange, and community engagement. Schools and universities will need to incorporate global education into their curricula, teaching learners about international issues and cultural diversity. Additionally, exchange programs and study abroad opportunities must be used to provide valuable experiences that broaden horizons. Simultaneously, we must establish a culture of returning home and giving back. Number 5, embracing diversity and inclusion. Diversity is one of South Africa's greatest strengths. Despite our challenges, we remain a rainbow nation and a melting pot of cultures, languages, and traditions. As former United Nations Secretary General Ban Ki-moon aptly put it, diversity is a strength, not a threat. In the global world, the ability to work effectively with people from diverse backgrounds is going to be an increasingly important skill. Encouraging the youth to embrace and find strength in diversity is therefore key. We must teach them to appreciate and celebrate differences, fostering an inclusive mindset that values the contributions of everyone. Creating such an inclusive environment requires a commitment to equity and social justice. This involves addressing systemic barriers that perpetuate inequality and ensuring that all our young people, regardless of their background, have access to opportunity and to resources. Idealistic as that might sound. Schools, workplaces, and communities must promote inclusive practices and create spaces where diversity is celebrated and valued. Number 6, fostering innovation and entrepreneurship. Innovation and entrepreneurship are going to be key drivers of the next phase of economic growth and development in the country. Amazingly, South Africa has no shortage of entrepreneurial talent. This is evident in the creativity of our informal sector, our burgeoning fintech sector, the problem-solving ability that we've seen in our energy sector, and the success of startup incubators nurturing young innovators. The success of tech giants like Google, Apple, and Facebook can be attributed to a mindset that embraces failure as a learning opportunity and encourages disruptive thinking. To further foster a culture of innovation and entrepreneurship, we must integrate entrepreneurial education into our schools, including encouraging young people to be creative, take risks, and pursue their entrepreneurial play. This involves teaching them how to identify opportunities, develop business plans, and navigate the challenges of starting and running a business. Additionally, we must get better at providing access to funding, mentorship, and networking opportunities for aspiring entrepreneurs. This, of course, should include celebrating the incredible successes of many of our young entrepreneurs and recognizing their contributions as role models in society. Number 7, the role of government and policy. It has moved the policymakers to play a crucial role in shaping the future path of our youth. It is imperative that we prioritise youth development and skills training, implementing policies that create an enabling environment for our young people to succeed. Addressing the challenges facing young people in South Africa will require focusing on education and skills development, employment, and as we've mentioned, entrepreneurship, health and well-being, and social cohesion. This is aligned with the global frameworks such as the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, which focus on quality education and promoting decent work and economic growth. Number 8, the power of youth leadership. Finally, it is essential we recognize and harness the power of youth leadership. As the late Kofi Annan, former Secretary General of the United Nations, wisely noted, young people should be at the forefront of global change and innovation. Empowered, they can be key agents for development and peace. Young people have the potential to drive positive change in their communities and beyond. We must create opportunities for them to lead, innovate, and make a difference. The story of Malala, the youngest Nobel Prize laureate, is a testament to the power of youth leadership. Malala's advocacy for girls' education in the face of adversity has inspired millions around the world. Her words, "One child, one teacher, one book, one pen can change the world," reminds us of the transformative potential of education and youth empowerment. In South Africa, we have our own leaders who are making a significant impact. Role models like Siya Kolisi, Caster Semenya, Ludwig Marishane. In conclusion, preparing our young people for a global world beyond the workplace is going to be a multifaceted endeavour, requiring our collective effort, and that of all stakeholders: governments, educational institutions, the private sector, and civil society. By investing in our youth, we are investing in the future of our nation. It is a mission-critical journey to ensure our competitiveness and relevance in a complex world. Let us challenge one another to build a future every day where the future of South Africa are not just participants, but leaders. Thank you very much.